Hello Cancer, welcome to Essence Reflections Tarot. My name is Krista and this is your reading for the week of June 24th to 30th, 2019. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can find out when your next reading comes out. And Temperance just came out here. If you would like your own personalized reading, you can check out the link to my website, which is in the description box below. And if you go there, you can select what type of reading you'd like, and I can get started on that for you. And keep in mind that this is a general reading, so your personalized reading will be more specific to you and to your circumstances. But let's go ahead with what's happening for you generally. So in the physical, we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. In this emotional, we have the High Priestess. In the mental, we have the Judgment card in reverse. And in the spiritual, we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So you have three major arcana that have come out here in this reading. So it looks like there is some emotional and mental rebalancing happening, and some learning to combine your thinking and your feeling in a way that you have not done so before. And you're really thinking about who you are and really trying to come to grips with who you can be and who you want to be and who you perhaps should be, if that's vocabulary that you use. It looks like emotionally you are fairly stable and fairly set and fairly connected to yourself and to your spirituality. Well, I would say connected to your emotions in a very balanced way. It looks like spiritually you have some questioning happening and some upset of the terms, what the terms of giving and receiving are, and what it is to really understand the balance between giving and receiving. But Temperance came out first as I was shuffling, so to me that means that there's a lot that's really kind of happening for you. Temperance is the guardian of the superconscious, that communication that we get that's kind of from outside of ourselves, and that is the part of us that connects us to the all, kind of the everything, that the mystery. And there is definitely a sense of how is that coming through for you and how do you receive that, and maybe you're having trouble with figuring out how to balance your thinking with the inspiration that you're getting and that connection to what is greater than yourself. It looks like you have that connection emotionally, but your thinking tends to get in the way, and so then that upsets the balance for you. But this is a really interesting visual thing here with the two angels above and below. With Temperance here, it looks to me like there's a lot of protection for you and a lot of oversight, a lot of protection for you in terms of there being kind of just this overseeing protective presence and surrounding you in just love and stability, and that as you go through this what can feel on some levels very destabilizing process, you're still under protection, and you haven't left that sense of the protection. And it looks like physically there is definitely some freedom available to you, more so in the way that you're, well, this is shaking up how you think about your world physically. This is really shaking up your spiritual and your physical world, and I'm really getting the sense that your connection is amazing, and it is on point, and it feels like it's the way it should be for you until you start thinking, and it's your thinking that's really getting in the way here. And I'm trying to describe how it feels for me, because it's actually happening for me right now as I'm giving this reading, that I have the sense of it and the overall feeling of it I can connect to. But when I try to verbalize it and I start to think about it, it kind of starts to fracture and disintegrate and move away. And that has to do with self-doubt, and that and judgment. I don't usually go to the place of being judgmental, but it is almost like in this case it's in reverse, because there is a lot of self-judgment happening from a harsh perspective, from a critical place within you. Actually, it's not so much from within you. Within you, it looks like you are connected and stable, and you really are connected spiritually, but your thinking has you questioning it and second guessing it, and really at the point of sabotaging what is available to you and what is very real and happening for you. But your thinking has it thrown off and has you wondering if this really is true. And it's time for you to really get hold of that thinking and to really realize what those thoughts are. Perhaps write them down as that inner dialogue happens. Write down those thoughts so that they're not just still kind of floating around in there and happening and upsetting your apple cart here. You can really grasp them and dialogue them, because chances are, once you really see what they are, you will have an answer for them, and you will be able to refute them quite concretely. Because you have such a beautiful connection, and you have such a beautiful sense of safety and hope. You can definitely see hope. Off in the distance, we can see the sun, and that is a reflector of the sun card, which here we see that veil has been ripped away. It's the veil that is behind the high priestess here that kind of separates us from the mystery. You are on the brink of coming to a place where that veil will be torn away, and where you will be definitely, completely and fully connected to yourself, and that these things that are now kind of nebulous for you, that are in your super conscious and in your emotion, will come to consciousness for you, and that they will be clarified and very clear in your thoughts. There is this movement that needs to happen here with your thinking, and your ability to just allow things to come through that are coming through, rather than being stopped and held up by your critical, judgmental thinking that tends to come in, and that's really directed at yourself. And this message is not meant to be a harsh, judgmental, critical message either. This is the guidance that you have been looking for, and this is the help that you've been looking for. And it can be hard to hear that it's, oh, we need to change this, but it really is something that will move you towards freedom and move you towards this beautiful space of being able to communicate very clearly and to understand what's happening for you spiritually in a very clear and concrete way. I hope that this reading has resonated for you, Cancer. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Have an excellent week.